Center. Please.
Alright.
Yeah.
Mr. Supon,
Yes,
you
boss.
want to explain Mr. Yannick?
Okay. So this is our upcycling center. So here have 3 machines. One machine is crush class bottle. We can crush here, and this we are sent to our lab. We can make concrete slab. So we have one tiller from crush machine. So this is we are crush here the tiller from, and we have on plastic crush machine. This is like the soft plastic. We are crush here, and we send to the our lab. We have one heater machine. So this machine we can make some coaster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And this is plastic crush. I just put here. We can look. And this is styrofoam.
Oh, this is
And this is we are bin bag. We are make bin bag.
yeah.
Listen to the local artists.
Yeah, and some pillow also, because sometimes emergency flight, some for crisis people we can give that
Yeah.
can use the pillow. Yeah.
And some of the walls of the lab were covered
Yeah,
with
that's correct.
crushed plastic, right?
Everything has started here.
And this one we can give NGO.
Yeah, they do some beans bag on top.
Yeah, bin bag, and we can give NGO also.
And worst case scenario, when we have too much, then we put it inside the asher.
Yeah.
So the asher helps.
And this is our
Okay. These are all the different
different plastic.
crushed glass also.
And this is our bottle crush. This is cell.
Oh.
Wow. So I think when you are go our lab and the garden you can visit, you can
Yeah.
feel we can make the concrete slab.
Wow, this is like powder.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
Like
crushed
this
glass?
bottle is
Yeah.
ready.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that you mix with cement
That's
Yeah.
to create the slabs?
And
That's
this
right.
crushed plastic also you can mix.
Okay.
Yeah.
At
And
the moment the bottle crusher is out of service. We are repairing the blade, alright? Because the more the blades are sharp, the more finer sand we can get. And yeah, now we sell it for repair.
and this bottle ready. This is small champagne bottle. So this is come pure center. We can remove this trigger and come here the upcycling, and this is we are give to the bottle crush machine, and downstairs come that they are this time I just show you this set, and this set we are sent to our lab, so we can make concrete slab, and floor also can, but no wall. Right, sir?
Yes, that's correct. Area, we have a small house which we call recycling store.
Yeah.
Not too sure you've seen it. That was our first experiment in using crushed glass for construction. So this building has been made 80 to 90% made of crushed glass only. Alright?
Wow.
Yes. Except for pillars. For pillars you can't use crushed glass for the pillars because you need sand. The sand is stronger and more firm. You can use it for the walls, you can use it for the flooring, but for the pillars, better to use sand, otherwise your building at some stage might collapse.
Yeah. Wow.
Alright?
Yeah.
Thank you for visiting us.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Sifon.
and this item we are also this cardboard.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can outside seller come and we can sell this one also.
So now we're going to enter the water bottling plant, and I think it's going to be pretty amazing.
I'm sure. Correct.
Thank you.
So here we are producing around 5 to 6 to 700 bottles a day.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Depending on the occupancy, of course. During very high occupancy, it can go up to 1,000 bottles a day.
Ah!
Yes. In a very high occupancy. In the lowest occupancy, you go to, like today, you go to from 2 to 300 bottles. Plus the flask for the golf club, and plus all the gallons that you see for the offices. Okay? So how does it work? Sorry, if you just be here, I will explain it a bit. So here, all the bottles arriving here in this small bucket, we rinse it first, okay? Then we sanitize it. Then we put the bottle inside this basin and we remove the sticker. Okay, you see the sealable sticker on the top, right? Which shows basically that this bottle has been sealed, sanitized and sterilized. Alright? So if you start taking the bottles, then here it's basically we remove the stickers on top of it. Here that's a condemned area, we cannot go more than, you cannot cross this area if you don't have a dressing gown, medical gown. Okay? So wearing the head cap, wearing the gloves, wearing the safety shoes. Now Pias doesn't have gloves because he's putting the sticker on, but every single time Pias, other than putting the stickers, will wear his gloves for hygiene and safety reasons. Okay, so sanitize first, remove the stickers, putting on a platform, going to this dishwasher, which basically is going to sterilize the bottle. This is a dishwasher sterilizer, which go up to 90 degrees Celsius. So you cannot not only sanitize, you need to sterilize as well. Alright? Once it's sterilized, it goes to the small filling head. Okay? Mr. Pias will do a demonstration later, but it goes to the filling head. Okay? So that's how we fill the water. Where the water comes from? The water is government supply. It goes to this pipe on the right hand side. You see behind Pias there is a black pipe who goes to the reverse osmosis machine. Basically, reverse osmosis will basically purify the water a step further. The water is already good to go because it's government supply, so it's already treated. But here we go one step further. Right? We go even another step further, which I'm going to explain you after that. So from the reverse osmosis machine, the blue machine, it goes to the water tank. From the water tank, it goes to the UV tank, which basically going to eradicate all the microorganisms, all the small particles that could eventually go from the reverse osmosis up to the UV tank, which is, you can basically run a bottling plant without any UV tank, but for safety, it's always better to have one. Okay? So you have UV tank which is going to eradicate all the potential contaminants. Okay? And then it goes to the filling head and then we fill up the water. On the financial picture, because it's very important, you remember, Yannick, sustainability is not only about people, it's not only about the environment, but it's how do you sustain in long term, how can you be financially sustainable. It's great to protect the environment, but if you are not financially sustainable, you cannot sustain in the long term. So a bottling plant is a very, very good example how you can be financially sustainable in a very, very short term. We have managed to get our payback, our return for investment, in 26 months. Okay, which now that's the only outlet in a resort in sustainability that we already managed to cover the expenses that we have.
Wow.
Why? It's because it's very simple. One single-use plastic bottles used to cost in the past 0.43 ringgit, which let's say rounded up to 0.5, half a ringgit. Okay? When you are producing 600 to 700 bottles a month, when you make the math, you manage to save around 6 to 7, 8,000 ringgit, depending on the occupancy, of course, but up to 9 to 10,000 ringgit a month. So when you make the math, you can nearly go to, I mean, in a very high, in a normal time, you can go up, you can save up to 70, 80,000 ringgit a year. We have this bottling plant for the last 4 years. If you make the math, we already got our payback.
Yeah.
Plus the gallon. 1 gallon is 9 ringgit.
Oh.
We are producing up to 300 to 400 gallons for offices a month. So that's a lot of money as well to take.
Wow.
Plus the golf club now, since we are looking at the golf club,
Yeah.
we are helping them to save money.
Yeah.
Of course, you have expenses, operating expenses, but in long term, you can manage to make some saving.
Yeah.
And you can also protect up to 600 bottles a day going to the landfill.
Yeah. True.
So it's good always to look at the whole picture of sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's interesting.
So, how many liters of water do you use a day?
Very excellent question. Now it's time for me to do some mathematics. If we look at, you have one bottle which is 330 millimeters, so it's 30% of 1 liter basically, 330 millimeters. 1 gallon is 20 liters. All right. So in a day that you have 500 bottles, we can make the math. Well,
Calculator.
yeah, well, you can calculate it, but I mean, let me roughly 500.
Yeah.
So you have basically 200 liters plus 10 bottles a day. You have basically up to 500 liters a day.
Wow.
I mean, in an average occupancy.
Yeah.
Gallon plus bottles.
Wow.
Wow. 500 liters of water a day.
Yeah.
How many what filtering technique do you use?
All right. So here we use two filtering techniques. As you can see up there, we are looking at a reverse osmosis machine, which is basically a purification process of the water. Then you have the water tank, which is basically where all the water is being stored. And you have the small UV tank, which is a UV tank which is going to remove eradicate all the small particle microorganisms that you can find eventually inside the water. So that's the two filtration technique. Plus government supply will also filter at the first stage. So in wall for wall you get 3 filtration technique already.
Okay. And can you explain that again, but in simple language?
What's
yeah,
reverse osmosis?
Yeah.
Well,
Like
I mean, to make it simple, reverse osmosis is a purification of the water to make it simple. The UV tank is eradicate all the small, if I make it simple, all small potential bacteria that you can find in the water.
Okay.
Okay, just simple.
So, what is sustainable that you have in the rooms?
Oh, what are the sustainability features that we have in here?
Yeah, I
Well,
saw the tea bags.
Okay, well, we have the tea bags, all right, we have the toiletries, which is basically made of bamboo, okay, the comb is made of bamboo, the toothbrush is made of bamboo, all right, the shower cap and sanitary bags are also made of cornstarch, so there's no plastic, all right. So that's one of the first features. You will see the toiletries have also some paper packaging, so no single-use plastic as well, all right. The tea bags, of course, is another feature. There is no single-use plastic, so we try to avoid single-use plastic amenities inside room. There is only one, I would say, single-use plastic amenities which is inside the room, which is a coffee capsule. We have to be fair. It's very difficult to have loose coffee inside each room. So what do we do with it? We take the coffee capsule, we remove the coffee goes to the compost, and the plastic capsule, we send it to the plastic crusher done by Mr. Cipron earlier. Okay, so that's basically the amenities that we have inside rooms, which are basically made of sustainable materials. I think that's all what I can think about. But really, the objective is non-single-use plastic inside the room.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's a lot of sustainable toiletries. And thank you for your time, Remy.
Thank you very much.